Okay, bonjour. Now, this is going to be the second part of this. So let's review just a little bit first. Now, we've been talking about these for a month. They are both direct and indirect object pronouns. Okay. Now, so far we've learned the direct objects. We've learned these as me, te, nous, and vous, and le, la, les. Now, these can be both people or things. Okay. Now, obviously, me, if it's direct, it's going to be me, te, you, nous, us, vous, you, if we're using the vous form. Le can be him or it. La can be her or it, and then the les can be a them, whether that them is referring to people or things. Okay, so these 7 are the direct objects. Okay, so me, te, nous, and vous, like we said, they could be both, and the le, la, les are only direct. Okay, now remember, this has the same rule of placement. Nothing has changed. So it goes before the conjugated verb unless there's an infinitive. If there is an infinitive, then it goes before the infinitive. Okay. Now, we've got the indirect objects. So les objets indirects. So on this list, we've got again the me, te, nous, and vous, and then the lui and leur that we worked on last time. So remember, if these are going to be indirect, the me is then going to be translated as to me. The te is to you, if we're using the to form. Nous is to us. Vous is to you, if we're using the vous form. Then lui, as we learned last time, is going to be to him or to her. It's going to be singular. And leur is going to be to them. Remember, that's going to be the plural. So once again, now we have the complete list of both the direct objects, those 7, and then we have now the complete list of the indirects. Now, as we can see here, once again, the same rules of placement applies to these as it has with all of them. Now, can we do both at the same time? Yes, absolutely. Now, how you combine both the direct and the indirect object pronouns in the same sentence. What happens is we're going to replace just like we have before, but really the only thing we're going to have to worry about is this word order. Okay? So, if we have a me, te, nous, and vous, then that's going to go first. If we have a le, la, les, that's going to go next. And then we have a lui and a leur. If we have a lui and a leur, then that one goes last. Now, again, you're never going to have all 3 because remember, these are direct and indirect. So for these sentences, you're going to have a direct and you're going to have an indirect. So like I said, there's never going to be a time where you're going to have all 3 of these. Now, the pronouns go in the order in which we've learned them. And so that is the reason why I kind of put these on this slide this way. So if we have a me, te, nous, and vous, that goes first. Then a le, la, les, then a lui, leur. Okay? So I know this is probably a little bit confusing, but it's not that bad just as long as we can keep our work organized. Okay, so let's try our hand at some of these examples. Okay? Now, first things first, I'm going to take a look at present tense. You know we're going to be talking about present tense, passé composé, with an infinitive, negative, all of that stuff. Okay. Now, il donne les livres à moi. So as you can see, we already have our direct and our indirect. So what is our direct? What is being given? So what we're going to do is we are going to underline les livres. Les livres, that is my direct object. So how is that going to be replaced? Our choices are le, la, les. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and write above it that part is going to be replaced with les. Then I have my à moi, that's my à plus a person. So that is going to be replaced with me. Okay, now remember, when we go to replace these, we are not rewriting them. So really, we're only left with 2 words. The rule goes, it goes before the verb. So that means I'm going to go ahead and draw my arrow. That means when we go to rewrite this, it's going to go right there. So what word order does it go in? Does the me go first? Does the les go first? Okay. Remember, it is going to be me, te, nous, and vous. Okay. Then we're going to have our le, la, les. And then we're going to have our lui and leur. So that's the word order. So me is going to go first, then les. So when I go to rewrite it, it's going to be il me les donne. Once again, that me is going to be my indirect. My les is going to be my direct. And there's my verb. Okay? Let's do another one. Now, j'envoie la carte postale à Louisa. Okay? So, where's my direct? Where's my indirect? Well, usually the indirects are pretty easy to find because we've got that plus the person. So if we are going to send the postcard to Louisa, we're only sending one postcard, and that's going to be Louis, okay? Which means now the postcard is what is being sent. So that's my direct object because that's what's, like I said, that's what's being sent. So my only choices are le, la, and les. It is feminine, so it is going to be la. So now once again, you do not rewrite these. So really we're only left with two words. And I'm going to break this apart because it needs to go before that verb. So then again, we've got to check and see what our word order is. Is it going to be la, lui, or lui, la? It goes in this order. So that means when I rewrite it, it's going to be je la lui envoie. I send her it, or I send it to her. Okay, let's do one more. Now, elle montre les photos à ses amis. Okay, so where is my direct? What is being shown? That is going to be my photos. So again, my only choices are le, la, and les. So I'm going to rewrite above it that it's going to be replaced with les. Now again, à ses amis, that is going to be my indirect. How many friends am I showing photos to? Plural friends, so that is going to be leur. Okay, now once again, don't rewrite it. So we're really only left with two words. That means elle montre. Montre is my verb, so it goes in front of the verb. So then we have to check the word order. What goes first, the les and the leur. So then it's going to be elle les leur montre. She shows them, or she shows them to them. Okay, so that is present tense. Remember, right above it, right all over these things, because you're going to have to keep them straight of what's replaced with what order they go in, where it goes in the sentence. Guys, just get in the habit of doing this because we're not done yet. We've got more to add to this, and so I need you to get in the habit now of knowing what you're replacing and where it goes and all of that stuff, okay? Now, let's keep going. Now, examples in passé composé, you say, you bet. Can you tell that this quarantine is getting me a little loopy? Okay, so Monsieur Camus a lu le livre à ses enfants. So as you can see here, a lu, that's my verb. Mr. Camus read the book to his children. So as I just said, what is being read? The book is what's being read. So that means that it is going to be our direct object and it is going to be replaced with le. Now, à ses enfants, that is going to be our indirect because that's who the book is being read to. So multiple children, so that means it is going to be replaced with leur. So I'm not rewriting those. So when I am left with this, I am left with Monsieur Camus a lu. Now, remember, it's going to go before the conjugated verb in front of the whole verb. So when I go to rewrite that, it's going to go right there. Again, the word order is going to be the le goes first and then the leur. So we have, sorry guys, that is supposed to be a le. Sorry, I was changing my sentence. Okay, so Monsieur Camus le leur a lu. He read it to them, or he read them it. Okay, all right, the next one. All right, nous avons écrit les lettres au président. Okay, so we wrote the letters to the president. Now, les lettres, what is being written, that is going to be our direct. It is going to be replaced with les. And then the au président, remember that's going to be that a plus a le. Okay, so there's our person that is going to be replaced with lui, because once again, we only have the one president we're talking about. So now, once again, we don't rewrite it. So that is going to be nous avons écrit is what we're left with. It goes before the verb. It goes before the whole verb in this case. Now, the les and the lui, that's what order it goes in. So then when we go to rewrite it, it's going to be nous les lui avons écrit. Now, remember, we do add this E and the S because letters are feminine, okay? But yeah, nous les lui avons écrit. Okay, one more. J'ai prêté mon portable à mon ami. I loaned my cell phone to my friend. So, what is being loaned? That means mon portable is the direct object because it's what is being loaned. Our choices are le, la, and les. So that means that is going to be replaced with le. Now, à mon ami, that is going to be my indirect object. It's only one friend I'm loaning my phone to, so that means it is going to be replaced with lui. Now, again, we do not rewrite them, so now I'm just left with j'ai prêté. I'm going to break this apart because it needs to go before my verb. So then when I go to rewrite it, it's going to be je le lui ai prêté. Okay, now again, I said in the other video, I know it sounds really weird or it looks really weird to see that A by itself, but nope, that is correct. That is fine. You are doing it right. Okay, I think I've got one more slide talking about infinitives and maybe negative. Let's keep going. Speaking of negative, that's what I said. All right, so négatif, pas de problème. Okay, so now, tu ne me donnes pas tes devoirs. Once again, I'm going back to present tense, okay? Tu ne me donnes pas tes devoirs. Now notice, the me is already done for us, okay? You don't give me your homework, okay? So the me is already done for us. So really, we're just worried about the tes devoirs. Tes devoirs, that is the multiple assignment, so we are going to replace that with les. And again, what order does it go in? The me goes first and then the les. So it's going to have to go right in between there. And really, the ne pas isn't affected. So it's going to be tu ne me les donnes pas. Okay? Tu ne me les donnes pas. You don't give them to me or you don't give me them. Okay, one more. Now, nous n'offrons pas les cadeaux aux enfants. We don't offer the gifts to the children, okay? Now, none of this has been done so far, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. So now, offrons. Offrons, we're offering the gifts, so that means the gifts is going to be our direct object. What is that going to be replaced by? That is going to be replaced by les, because we're giving more than one gift, or we're not giving more than one gift. And then the o, remember, that o is going to be a plus les. So again, the a is in there. So aux enfants, multiple children, that is going to be replaced with leur. Now, where does it go? It goes in front of the verb inside the sandwich. Okay, so we're breaking that apart, and it's going to become nous ne les for the gifts, leur for the children, offrons pas. Nous ne les leur offrons pas. Okay, now, one more. Je ne t'ai pas prêté mon crayon. Now, I did throw a passé composé one on here, okay? I didn't loan you my pencil. So, notice, the te is already done for us. So, it's very similar to this one up here with the me, okay? The te is already done for us. So, now we just have to worry about the pencil. So, mon crayon, that's what I'm loaning. So, that means that is my direct object. That is going to be replaced with le. And again, we're going to break this little happy family apart because we need it to go after that te. Because remember, the me, te, nous, and vous go first. Then the le, la, les if we have one. And then the lui and le if we have one. Okay? So, je ne te l'ai pas prêté. I didn't loan it to you, or I didn't loan you it. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, now infinitives. As I've said before, the same rules apply. All right, so je vais vous acheter une nouvelle voiture. I'm going to buy you a new car. Yeah, right. Sorry. All right, so now look at it. The vous is already done for us. The une nouvelle voiture, that's what's being bought. So that is going to be my direct object. Now, as you can tell by the une, and the nouvelle, that is feminine. So it is going to be replaced with la. Now, again, where does it go? Now we're talking about infinitive, so it's going to go in front of this infinitive. So it's going to go in between the vous and the acheter. So, je vais vous l'acheter. I'm going to buy you it. Okay. Or I'm going to buy it for you. Now, Sandra veut nous dire les nouvelles. Sandra wants to tell us the news. So as you can see here, this is actually our infinitive. That's the verb to tell that we are learning in this lesson, all right? The nous, that one's already done for us, okay? So now we're just worried about this les nouvelles. She wants to tell you the news, so that is going to be our direct. It is going to be replaced with les, and we're going to put it after the nous because of the word order. So it's got to go before the infinitive. So, Sandra veut nous les dire. Sandra wants to tell us them, as in the news. Okay, last one. Nous allons donner le chien au voisin. Now, this one doesn't have any done for us just yet, okay? So, nous allons donner le chien au voisin. Okay, so what is being given? The dog is being given. So, le chien, that's our direct object. That is going to be replaced with le. Au, remember that's going to be that a plus les. Okay, so au voisin, that is going to be replaced with leur. Now, there's our infinitive. It's going to go before the infinitive. So when we go to rewrite it, it's going to be nous allons leur donner. We are going to give them it or him. Okay? Now, let's do this negative real fast. Now, remember, when we do negative with an infinitive, the le, la, le, the lui, leur doesn't really matter. The ne pas is going to go around the first verb, the conjugated verb, just like we normally do anyway, okay? So, je ne vais pas vous l'acheter. I'm not going to buy you it. Okay, so the vous and the le go in front of the infinitive, all right? Sandra veut nous les dire. Nope. Sandra ne veut pas nous les dire. Sandra doesn't want to tell you it. Okay? We're not going to give the dog to the neighbors. Nous n'allons pas leur donner. We're not going to give them it. Okay? So once again, the combination isn't really that hard. I think the hardest part about all of this combining deal with our direct and our indirect objects is just keeping them straight, okay? But like I said, I need you to get in the habit of writing, underlining and writing above it, drawing arrows, because like I said, we are not done with this yet. It is just going to get more complicated, so I need you to get in the habit now of keeping these things straight, of whether it's replaced with le, la, le, whether it's replaced with lui, leur, or me, te, nous, or vous, or where does it go in the sentence, okay? All right, so let's again head over to Schoology and do some practice.